So Crytek finally provided us with a long ammo lever action rifle in the recent patch, the Mako 1895 Carbine. The game describes it as a long-range lever action rifle made by a new manufacturer in competition with Winfield. Just a quick side note, this line at the end, new manufacturer in competition with Winfield, is really interesting. This could mean that maybe any further lever actions we see in the future may be made by this new company. I've been considering the possibility of like a lever action pistol, or maybe another pump action shotgun, maybe a compact one, or something like that as an alternate option to the slate. Just something I've been thinking on since I heard this line. Anyway, the Mako Carbine brings us something that the community has been eagerly awaiting for the last few years, at least since the release of the Centennial way back in March 9th of 2021 with the 1.5 update. Finally, the collection of lever action repeaters is complete with its crown jewel, the Mako Carbine. Or is it? You see, I've played a good deal with this thing in the 3 weeks that have passed since its release, and I can't lie, it's a bit underwhelming. Let me try to explain. So the Mako Carbine boasts a very interesting set of stats, particularly for a long ammo rifle. It doesn't really compete with any of the other weapons in its classification for like best at anything. It's not the cheapest, far from it actually, though if it was that'd be a little absurd. I don't think this thing should be any cheaper than it already is. It doesn't boast the highest damage, far from that as well actually. It has the second lowest body shot damage on a long ammo rifle in the game, only to the Krag, but really my opinions on the Krag could be its own video, so I'll save that for another time. Headshot range is also pretty mediocre for its class, also only beating the aforementioned Krag. The Mako's greatest sin, however, is the greatest sin any long ammo rifle with more than one bullet in the magazine at a time could possibly commit. Its muzzle velocity is trash. Now I know what you're thinking. Trog, are you really going to make a huge fuss out of muzzle velocity? And to answer that, I brought in an old friend, M. Bison. You see, the long ammo class of weapon has 3 key traits: damage, penetration, and range. You want your long ammo rifle to do big damage, despite Crytek making a notable exception. You also want it to penetrate most surfaces, save for bricks and trees, and be useful at an excessive range, even up to 200 plus meters at a time. Render distance be damned. And while yes, headshot range as a statistic is probably the most important stat for this particular feature, I'd argue that just as important is the previously mentioned muzzle velocity. As a hypothetical, let's say you were firing a weapon that could down a player in a single headshot at 300 meters. Now, let's say in theory you were fighting at that range. Not exactly your average scenario, but humor me. Now let's say you chose to engage in this potato rig pulverizing distance of a fight while wielding a weapon that had a muzzle velocity of, say, 540 meters per second, versus, I don't know, most in the Nagant. Now if you wanted to actually hit that 300 meter headshot, you'd need to calculate where your opponent was going to move a full, hold on, let me, my calculator? That many seconds ahead of your opponent to hit them. It's not so bad if your target is just running to a location in a straight line, but if your opponent perhaps was aware of you and are attempting silly things like trying to shoot back, dodge your shots, or if you're really unlucky putting a tree or any decently thick structure between you two, you're basically just begging that your opponent walk into whatever you fire. Alternatively, you're banking that they will hold still long enough for you to land your shot, too distracted by the single tear of joy going down their cheek at the fact that their Mosin Sniper / Scopesmith perk has finally achieved value. This is what makes muzzle velocity so important, and having a muzzle velocity of 540 where almost all of your competition is boasting nearly 600 plus meters per second, Magnum Dom, or an amount of damage that would make even the most seasoned hunter clench their cheeks in fear after getting tagged, Magnum Dom. Having this absolutely mediocre stat line just hurts a little bit. This is a gun that we've wanted for years, and it was born mid. So by now you must be asking, Trog, then what is the Mako good at? That's simple, my dear swamp man. Levering. No, really. That's what this thing is banking on and what makes it unique amongst its peers. You can get away with firing bullets faster than everybody else. And in a game like Hunt, being able to spit high damage lead rapidly can be a game changer. In fact, only one other long ammo weapon in the game can benefit from a fast firing trait, the uppercut, a weapon that, while being a pistol, has been very popular for a while. Levering is basically the key selling point for this thing when it came out. Crytek even mentioned it when they announced the weapon. So how does it feel while levering? Pretty good, actually. Granted, I'm not really the first guy to be adding random chance to my repertoire for winning a Hunt match, but the handful of times I've used levering on this thing just to try it out, it shoots surprisingly straight, especially compared to certain other levering weapons. There is one glaring issue though, ammo count. You see, most long ammo weaponry in the game comes with a total of 15 bullets, however many the gun itself comes loaded with, and the remainder on the side, barring the Martini Henry, Sparks, and Upper Mat with 21, 17, and 18 respectively. The Mako is no exception in this regard. 6 bullets plus 1 in the chamber, plus 8 on the side for a total of 15, or a little more than 2 full loads. For your average long ammo rifle, this is all well and good. They're the strength build of Hunt Showdown along with the shotgun. So usually fire rate isn't a big deal, and were it not for levering, the Mako's fire rate wouldn't be all that great either. The problem with having a high fire rate and nearly no ammo, as Bornheim enjoyers will tell you, is that you just run through all your ammo in literal seconds. This, plus the ammo nerf a few patches ago to long ammo, means ammo boxes, both in the map and whatever you end up bringing with you, will only give you a handful of bullets. Well, what about ammo types? If the base long ammo is the equivalent of a killdozer in a Formula 1 race, then maybe the other ammo has something good going for it? Well, I'm sorry to say it doesn't get much better from there either. The Mako currently has available to it full metal jacket ammo and explosive ammo. Wow, because damage was really what it needed help with. Exactly. Another side note, thinking about it, pretty much every gun that comes out nowadays with custom ammos gets FMJ and something actually fun. Like the Drilling got Dum Dum and FMJ, the Caldwell Marathon has FMJ and Poison, even the Upper Mat got FMJ and Poison. It feels like FMJ is the cardigan sweater of ammo types, generally inoffensive and presentable to your parents. It's understandable that Crytek would want to hedge their bets while players figure out the ins and outs of new weapons before adding wackier ammo types, though. Anyway, FMJ is probably the most nothing burger ammo type for long ammo specifically. It makes them even better at things that they're already excessively good at, i.e. damage over distance and penetration, but not like enough to do something crazy like letting them pen bricks or trees. Where I do want to highlight the Mako is the explosive ammo. In this same patch 1.16, explosive ammo was given a pretty major buff, making it nerf muzzle velocity and headshot damage significantly less. It makes this ammo type a lot less terrible, and there's just something hilariously fun about running a Mako explosive with Sparks pistol. Seriously, I highly recommend this loadout. It's amazing, and really I'd say that the explosive ammo plus levering for this weapon are where it really shines. So all in all, the Mako is mediocre. But there is something I haven't really mentioned yet. For all of its failings, the Mako is still long ammo. Like, out of everything I've said here, the only time the Mako falls short is against other long ammo weapons. Amongst the best, sure, the Mako isn't really the most exciting weapon. Mediocre damage, mediocre headshot range, mediocre muzzle velocity, though at least it doesn't lose out to every other rifle in a lower caliber, Henry! In its own class, it's mediocre everything, really. Comparing to anyone not in its class, though, the only ones really competing with it are the Springfield and the Centennial. But either way, those guys need special ammos to pen metal and take huge hits to muzzle velocity to do so. Seriously, Crytek, why does FMJ affect rifle muzzle velocity so much more than it affects pistols? And of those two, only the Springfield can claim that it can down a recently downed solo with a body shot, and not from very far either. With all that in mind, if you're looking for a strong, reliable rifle and want something you've never tried before, then by all means, use the Mako. I'm sure the new manufacturer will thank you for it. As a quick side note, I'm saying this off script. I know that I didn't do anything with the variants. It's because most of them are afterthoughts, it feels like. The claw just doesn't feel like it was really thought out. It just was whatever, throw it and put it in the game. And the same goes for the aperture. I mean, the aperture's all right. A couple of good clips of me hitting good shots with it, but it's just, The variants aren't very special. Where this gun really shines, its special ammo types and the fact that it has access to levering, and it's long ammo. That's what you should be using it for. Don't worry about the variants. Hey, I just wanted to thank you so much for watching this far. This video was a huge undertaking for me and your continued support is very appreciated. If you really did enjoy this video and want to support me making more videos like this, please consider subscribing. Most of my viewers are not subscribed and it really helps me out a lot. I'm hoping to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year and I definitely intend to make more videos like this in the future. Anyways, thanks again and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye!